There is this straw man argument really that is being put forward, Mr. Speaker, that it's either the status quo or separation. Well, the government of Saskatchewan is not interested in separation, and the government of Saskatchewan certainly isn't interested in the status quo either, Mr. Speaker.
Here. Please push hard for it and teach us how to do it.
Do it, yeah, I hope we follow.
Well, I was born and raised in Saskatchewan, so I obviously have a deep, deep love of this province and the people in it. And, you know, they talked about it a little bit tonight. I can't see Alberta leaving and not taking Saskatchewan with it or having Saskatchewan want to join us. We are kind of a team.
Well, I don't like the word separatist, but I like the word independence. And, Quebec has been doing it quite successfully for many years. So why can't we have that same conversation that they've been doing there too? It's about people standing up right now and letting their feelings be known on what needs to change in this country for us to move forward.
Just sick, tired. Nothing's going to change unless we change it.
Sydney Vizard for Rebel News here in Regina, Saskatchewan, a ways from Alberta, but not too far away, as both these provinces have a strong leaning towards separation, especially following Prime Minister Mark Carney's election. He is now the Prime Minister of Canada following 10 years of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, both from the Liberal Party of Canada, a party that has gained much disdain in Western provinces for neglect. A large part of that neglect is around their resource economies. Getting energy to market has been a problem for these two landlocked provinces.
Opportunities, yes, for an oil pipeline to get to Tidewater. Now, within the broader context of national interest, the interest is in, as mentioned in the press release, decarbonized barrels. So working alongside forms of decarbonization for those barrels.
And that's why I'm here at the Rebel News Regina Town Hall, the emergency town hall, to talk about separation and the problems that lie ahead. What's brought you to the event tonight?
I'm tired of what's happening in Ottawa, tired of being shut out by these people that think that the only ones that deserve anything is the people in central Canada. And we've been burned for many, many years here out in the West, and it's time for something to happen, something to change.
I'm from Manitoba. We don't want to be left behind.
I'm a big fan of Canada. I want to know where it went.
We're a little bit scared of where Canada is heading. We're old, so we don't have a lot of time left, but we got grandchildren and children, so we want to see a bright future for them. And we watch Rebel News all the time, so yeah.
Yeah, I like listening to Ezra.
Yeah.
I'm here because I think the West has been, this is a time for us to review the essence of being in Canada as a federation. So I've been listening to the Rebel News, and I think there's no better people to talk to at this point.
Well, I guess I'm just tired of the West being screwed by the East. My whole life, that's what's happened.
And what brought you to this event?
Well, I saw that Rebel News was coming to Regina, and it was so close. And obviously, I think this is an important conversation to have, how the West has been treated by Ottawa, and I really wanted to come and support.
For the uninitiated, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Chris Barber. I'm a truck driver, business owner in the province of Saskatchewan.
And you're also facing a bit of a serious court battle. Where is that standing right now?
We're waiting for sentencing right now. July 21st to the 25th is the sentencing hearing for Tamara and myself. A lot of different legal deals we're working with right now within the motion for dismissal right now, a stay that we've just spent the last week in Ottawa with. And then, of course, we have the $300 million lawsuit on our tails right now from the Citizens of Ottawa.
The Western provinces have been overlooked and ignored and not treated fairly, not treated with respect, and I think they're done. And I would agree with that. Even someone coming from the East, now settled and living in the West. I've been here since 2009 in Saskatchewan. And I think we're seeing decisions made at the federal level that are affecting us negatively at the Western level.
In this province, we support the aspiration to grow our economy to lead the G7, and we want to be part of that, and we believe we can be a big part of that in Saskatchewan. We support the aspiration for Canada to become a global energy superpower, and that means we are going to have discussions, some of them, not all of them easy, but have the discussions about advancing all of the energy products that we have and all the natural resources essentially that we have in a sustainable way and in an inclusive way.
Well, and Mark Carney's actually just made his visit here to Saskatchewan. Do you think that he's going to provide change for Western Canada?
No, I do not. Not for one moment do I think that's going to happen. He's kind of the head guy for net zero. That means no CO2, which, you know, they've fooled people into believing that that's a poison when it's not. And he's going to continue on that path. He's going to push net zero. They're not going to open up any more pipelines for any oil to get to Tidewater, for sure, because that's what he lives on.
I think he is the same as Trudeau, where the promises will be made and all the promises will be broken.
Yesterday, we've had Mark Carney here in Saskatchewan. Do you think that that's going to make a dent?
I'd like to make a dent, all right. I wouldn't count on it. You know.
Well, I haven't seen any action yet. I hear a lot of words, which is very typical of the Liberal governments that we're used to. So I think until we see some concrete action, I'm pretty happy with the position that Danielle Smith has taken, putting her foot down and, you know, telling the government what we need out here. So
I just see it as another Trudeau. And you look at his cabinet, it's the same thing. So one can hope, and I'm praying that there's something good comes out of it. But right now, there's not much prosperity there.
I think he's just talking a good game right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop himself from pushing his ideas. And his idea, like net zero, destroying our oil and gas industry, I don't think he's going to be able to stop himself. He was the main guy pushing ESG, pushing the World Economic. He wasn't just a member of the World Economic Forum. He was a board member. The direction they went, he was part of. So I don't feel hopeful. I think he's pulling the wool over a lot of Canadians. He's trying to squash the momentum for the Western independence movement. And I think it's going to backfire. It might be temporary where it might work, but I think within matters of months and potentially a few months, we're going to start seeing those policies that negatively affect us. And then we're going to be right there waiting for the people to give them a home, give them a voice to kind of push this movement forward.
What message would you send to Albertans about the feelings here in Saskatchewan?
Well, we stand with you. We're aligned with you. It's no secret that the premiers are all meeting in Saskatoon today, last night. We'll see whether or not it amounts to anything. Most people don't feel it's going to amount to much.
It's not separatism. It's independence. It's sovereignty. It's time. It just makes sense. It's a very positive thing. And leadership from Alberta will show the rest of us that it's time for a new federation.
Canadians have provided him and your party and your government a new mandate. And while you had very strong support in some parts of Canada, there are many Canadians, including most of us in Saskatchewan, who voted for a degree of change. And now it's up to you to show that you have heard that message and to deliver change, not only for Saskatchewan people, but for many Canadians as well.
And so how did you go from Freedom Convoy and now you're at a separatist town hall?
Well, I don't want to say it's a separatist. I want to say it's an independence. Ottawa's controlled this country for far too long. There's a great divide between West and East right now, and I think we're in the position right now where we need to start having these conversations. So,
hey, what do you think about Alberta independence? What do you think about Alberta trying to get a better deal within Canada? Do you think Alberta should have the right to vote in a referendum to separate, the same way Quebec did? There's a lot of things to talk about. Can Canada be fixed, or has the West tried that, done that, been there, and it's just not working? Well, we're going to talk about all these things in an amazing day-long conference in Red Deer, the heart of Alberta, on Saturday, June 14th. Go to donegettingscrewed.com to get your tickets now. It's going to be a full day. We'll start with a continental breakfast. We'll have panel discussions. We'll have keynote speakers. We'll even have a debate. I think that's going to be the highlight of it. David Legg, former advisor to the Alberta government, is going to make the case for Canada. Keith Wilson, lawyer, freedom activist, he was with the Freedom Convoy. He'll be making the case for independence. We'll have other people in the debates, a media panel, and people of different points of view, including different political parties. There's going to be a bit of a trade show there too. So we'll serve you 2 meals, but more than that, we'll serve you ideas you just can't get anywhere else. But it's coming up quick, and I promise you this event will sell out. There's only room for 1,000 people. And I know that there have been 1,000-person meetings about this subject all over the province. In fact, we had an event in Calgary that sold out in 2 days when we had only 350 seats. So don't be disappointed. Go to donegetingscrewed.com and get your tickets now. I'll be there. Sheila Gunn-Reid will be there. So many interesting people. Our friends in other media companies like Western Standard, Juno News, and Countersignal. It's going to be a great day. That's Saturday, June 14th in Red Deer, Alberta, all day long. Go to donegetingscrewed.com to get your ticket now. Don't wait. I don't want you to be locked out. It's going to be full. See you there. That's donegetingscrewed.com.
And some people say it's kind of left versus right. I don't even think it's that. I think it's city versus rural. And they're making policies based on city living that are affecting negatively rural folks. And that's what the West mostly is. It's rural people.
Obviously, right now, Alberta is setting themselves up for a referendum on separation next year. What would be your message to them?
Go for it. And I think I love the idea, that Saskatchewan and Alberta were supposed to be Buffalo. And we would be, I think we would be a formidable force if we were back in 1905 before they split us up and allowed us to be that union. We would have everything. And, like they've said, we would have the highest per capita income in the world with the resources that we have.
Please push hard for it and teach us how to do it.
Do it, yeah. I hope we follow.
Well, I was born and raised in Saskatchewan, so I obviously have a deep, deep love of this province and the people in it. And, they talked about it a little bit tonight. I can't see Alberta leaving and not taking Saskatchewan with it or having Saskatchewan want to join us. We are kind of a team, like siblings. And, it's getting out to events like this and having the conversation and talking about what a more autonomous West would look like and how that's going to benefit us in the future.
Don't go without us. If Saskatchewan stays in Canada and Alberta goes, we're going to be in real mess of a problem. So hopefully, I'm hoping we're going to be able to gain enough momentum in Saskatchewan so they don't go alone. And I'm hoping they consider having us as part of their official country. I think an Alberta Saskatchewan government would be really wonderful.
Having actual people run on separation platforms is not new to Canadian politics in any way. We've seen it for decades coming from the province of Quebec. What I see right now in Saskatchewan is more a feeling of alienation and more a feeling of we just want to be treated fairly in Confederation. We want to be consulted with the policies that are coming forward and that are going to impact our industries, our jobs in this province. Industries that are creating wealth and are, as I say, producing some of the most sustainable products on earth. And so I am of the view, certainly I have not in any way given up on Saskatchewan, very much being a part and a productive part of the Confederation of Canada, the nation of Canada.
Why is it, do you think, that separation, according to polls, seems to be the highest in Saskatchewan?
Well, I thought it was Alberta, but a lot of dissatisfaction with the past Liberal governments. It just goes without saying. It's a thing that's there, and it won't change until something really happens between all the different levels of government, provincial and federal.
But if you look at what is going on today with all the rules, with the carbon issues and all that, the farmers have been stifled, the oil and gas have been stifled, and so we cannot maximize our potential as a province. So this is a time for us. All of this as a result of the insane regulatory measure, draconic measure by the last government. So I'm here because as a Saskatchewan resident, I believe that we could do a lot more in this. Sorry to say, use the word. We need to review our stay in this country.
Federal government mostly. Dissatisfaction with the way the Parliament has conducted itself. Our votes don't count. That's probably the biggest thing. That and, we're a resource-based economy and there doesn't seem to be any attention paid to the resources or to the farmers, particularly the canola. Nobody seems to be fighting for us. We might as well be fighting for ourselves.
It's the same. I mean, I think we got more raw minerals in Alberta. We're just untouched. waiting to be, found. So I think it's just time for us to be on our own. I kind of like Daniel Smith's thoughts about maybe being a country within our country, just like Quebec. Like, we don't have to separate and we don't have to leave. We don't have to become the 51st state, although myself, I wish we would become the 51st state. I mean, I love America. I mean, they've protected us our whole life. We'd be speaking German right now if it wasn't for the American troops, 450,000 American troops that were killed. I know there was 45,000 Canadians killed as well, but I think it's time that we just kept our wealth here, and I think we'd have everything we need if we kept our wealth in Western Canada. I mean, Quebec's been a country within a country our whole life, and all they've done is had their hands out. We wouldn't have our hands out; we'd just keep our money, and that would be very, very good for us, I think.
Well, I think we have an aging population who remembers what it was like, probably more in rural areas, and the young people nowadays have nothing to compare what it was like then to what it's like now. And I think the older people are going to be the ones that make a difference.
Probably the resource industries and the economy and are very dominant in Saskatchewan. And hey, Saskatchewan's taken the lead on all kinds of political movements in Canada, from the progressive movement to the CCF, and now this. It's just time.
Now, exactly how has Saskatchewan gotten an unfair deal from Ottawa?
Well, I mean, it's you can see like what we had in the last decades, last liberal decades, that was led by one of the worst prime ministers we've ever had in the history of this country. And for me, I'm obviously an immigrant that came into this country about 11 years ago. And I came here because I thought the future and the direction of this country was what was looking forward to. But Saskatchewan, in particular, as a province, has been stifled by the regulations of the Liberals, particularly like pipelines, for example. The oil and gas is one of the strategic strengths of this province, and farming also is one of the strengths of this province.
Just sick, tired. Nothing's going to change unless we change it.
Well, Saskatchewan and Alberta, as well as portions of Manitoba and British Columbia, are feeling that anxiety towards the east right now, and just the lack of control that we actually have over our everyday ability. And it seems like they're crippling a lot of our industry out here. And I think it's time we have this conversation.
What is it about Manitoba? What was the unfair treatment you say they've gotten from Ottawa?
Well, we're in agriculture, just ignored, and we lose 10 times out of 10. We lose even when we're on the side of the party in power. The focal point is always Central Canada. So our interests are always second.
I hope you enjoyed what they had to say. Let me know in the comments, what do you think Saskatchewan should do if Alberta decides to leave Confederation? For Rebel News, I'm Sidney Fizzard. DoneGettingScrewed.com is where you have to go if you want to see the latest on Western alienation, see where the pulse is when it comes to separation, and for a limited time, buy tickets to our Red Deer event. It's going to be the center point of conversations when it comes to separation in Alberta. So you don't want to miss that, and you can get your tickets at DoneGettingScrewed.com.